right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Opening day in St. Louis. From old favorites to new faces, thousands of fans in red brave the cold for the return of baseball in St. Louis.
It is cold, but it's also it's just fun to be down here.
A Redbird winner warmed their hearts.
Chilly for the home opener and cold tonight. A freeze warning goes in effect in 2 hours for areas west of St. Louis.
Our top story, claims of racism on the campus of WashU, the incident that led to the suspension of a fraternity and sorority. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike Bush has the night off. Tonight, black students at Washington University are calling on their school to take more action. As 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon explains, this comes after a disturbance in a dining hall that students say included racial slurs against workers.
They start going on tables and dancing and jumping and screaming.
This student asked not to be identified due to what students call hateful language being used towards those who are speaking out. This student was in the Bear's Den, a WashU dining hall also known as BD.
The volume is kind of getting louder and we hear stumbling and people coming in from both doors, and I'm like, oh hell no. They're like, clear the area, clear the area. They're screaming, kind of belligerent.
It was last month. The student walked out only to return to see things had escalated.
Eggs splattered all over the floor. There's spit on the door that we opened.
The student believes it was pledges for Greek organizations. The student tells me one of the workers indicated a pledgee made a racial slur.
We're talking black workers.
Yes, black workers, black workers. There's a level of hesitancy to speak about it because they're in a vulnerable state of they have jobs to maintain.
In a statement, WashU said we would take any allegations of disruptive or harassing behavior very seriously. We're committed to creating a campus environment where all feel welcome and respected, and where every member of our community is treated fairly with due process.
This is a very real result that we're seeing right now of why DEI is so important in educating our scholars and the staff and having policies put in place that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion.
It's demoralizing to have to serve someone and serve a population that will make your life harder, make your job harder. That's not in their job description, to clean up eggs and spit.
The Association of Black Students at WashU says there have been repeated incidents of anti-black racial violence that have, quote, gone largely unaddressed on our campus. Tomorrow, students are organizing a rally in support of those dining workers.
Tonight, St. Louis police are investigating what caused an SUV to crash into a North City building. This happened at the corner of MLK Drive and Marcus. No word of any injuries. The building sustained major damage. A chilly night across the St. Louis region tonight. In fact, some of our western counties will be under a freeze warning overnight, but a weekend warm-up is in store. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with the weather first forecast.
You know, it was a chilly day for our opening day in St. Louis for baseball, and tonight it's cold, but the clouds are starting to break up, and depending on where you are, if you have the clearer sky, your temperatures are dropping off. Right now, the clouds are still hanging along the Mississippi River and over St. Louis, but off to our east and back to our west, we have some clearing. That's reflected in the temperatures you see from Greenville, Illinois to Effingham to Mount Vernon in the upper 30s. Rolla is in the upper 30s. Most of the rest of us are still in the 40s. Overnight, our coldest temperatures will likely be to the west of St. Louis because the winds will settle there more so than farther east. We expect temperatures to be in the upper 20s to around 32 degrees. So 29, 30, 32. Those temperatures here from Bowling Green down to Troy, back out to Warrenton, Washington, St. Clair, down towards Steelville, Potosi, Rolla, Gasconade County too. Y'all are going to be looking at the potential for a little frost, a little freeze early tomorrow morning. But again, if you have something that's outside that you want to protect, it has to be something that needs protection, right? Your tulips, they're fine. The daffodils are fine. Anything that's naturally blooming at this point, for the most part, is pretty much okay. But if you planted something that's more of a summer type plant, you might want to throw a little cloth on it tonight or cover it with a little paper and then take that off tomorrow morning. Won't last long. Warm-ups on the way for the weekend, Kelly. Talking about that in 12 minutes.
All right, Scott, and as you mentioned, Busch Stadium, it was cold there today. Well, it's empty tonight. Just a few hours ago, the stands were covered in a sea of red for the Cardinals home opener. It is a day fans have been waiting months for. And it would not be opening day without the majestic Budweiser Clydesdale's annual trot around the diamond. There was even more rich tradition with the parade of Cardinals Hall of Famers in their red jackets and the players who currently wear the birds on the bat. Country music artist and St. Louis native Michael Whitfield then wowed the crowd with the national anthem. We have team coverage tonight. Laura Barcheski caught up with some of the thousands of fans who packed Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village today. First, though, sports director Frank Cusimano leads things off with more on the team's come-from-behind win, Frank.
Well, Kelly, they are far from perfect, and they have more questions than a 5-year-old and more injuries than at a 60-and-over pickleball tournament. However, the Cardinals are winning games, make it 4 out of 6 on another special opening day. So with all the injuries, Michael Ciani, who wasn't supposed to even make the team, started and came up with an incredible catch right off the bat early in the game. And with Wilson Contreras injured, Ivan Herrera got the call at catcher and batted fourth, and he delivered like a cleanup hitter with a solo shot in the second, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. The Cardinals won the game in the 7th with 5 runs. The big blow was this double by Nolan Gorman, which played at 2. The Cardinals beat the Marlins 8-5.
If I can narrow it down to one thing, this club's going to fight. I think we've shown that in a short period of time, but if there's one thing we're going to do is we're going to fight. It doesn't matter if we're down. There's not a whole lot of panic in that group.
The Cardinals have played a game on 8 straight days in 3 different cities. Tomorrow, they get to rest. The series with the Marlins resumes on Saturday at Busch. Kelly?
All right, thank you, Frank. We'll see you a little later. Tens of thousands of fans bundled up and packed the stands at Busch, but you didn't need a ticket to be part of the opening day excitement. Laura Barcheski is live tonight with the pulse of Cardinal Nation.
Well, Kelly, what a successful opening day. The cold didn't keep any of the fans away, and it certainly didn't keep the Cardinals from getting the win today.
Cardinals baseball is finally back in the Lou for the 19th opening day in Busch Stadium 3.
I always love like the fresh smell of the grass and nachos and people getting beer and just being down here and having a good time.
It's a St. Louis holiday that doesn't have a spot on your average calendar.
I think it is like an unofficial holiday, and I live over in Illinois, and I just feel like it should be a day off from school and work.
For the team and the fans, opening day is all about traditions, new ones.
This is my first time at opening day ever, and so I'm with my son and his girlfriend, my boyfriend, so we're really excited about it.
And old ones.
We just wear kegs and eggs, and it's the aura, the atmosphere, the people watching. It's just so much fun.
It's also good for businesses like Katie's Pizza and Pasta, bringing the big bucks back downtown.
So very big deal because I'm St. Louis born and raised. This is our 3rd location. We built this restaurant for an opening day. We didn't open in time last year, so this is our first one, and we are stocked up and ready to go. We're so excited.
For fans, this season wipes the slate clean after a rough time last year.
This is our city, this is our team, this is what it is.
And some of our favorite Cardinal legends like Pujols, Molina, and Wainwright left a little magic behind to put a win on the board, beating the Miami Marlins 8-5.
Go Cards! Yeah!
Well, the Cardinals will be back here this Saturday and Sunday to finish out this series with the Marlins. And it's looking like that's going to be more like baseball weather, which Scott will tell you about in just a few minutes. Reporting live downtown, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And for all our Cardinals coverage and what you need to know when coming down to Busch this season, just text the word cards to 314-425-5355. Tonight, a Jefferson County man is charged in a string of burglaries at St. Louis businesses. New at 10, Robert Townsend talked to one man who says the suspect hit his family-owned shop twice over the weekend.
For the past 38 years, 71-year-old Dan Haggerty has run Old World Roofing near Brannan Avenue and Magnolia in South St. Louis. What do you like about this business?
Being able to do it the right way and don't cut any corners. I love it.
Monday, Haggerty showed up at his shop and did not like what he saw.
Climbed on the back fence from the railroad tracks, came in.
He says Easter Sunday morning, Gage Lutman came onto his property.
The cameras pick him up again the whole time he was wearing a mask.
Haggerty told police Lutman climbed over his back fence.
He walked around and looked inside, opened the door of every truck, crawled back out the back gate.
Hours later, around 2 a.m.,
the gate was open, the chain had been cut.
The longtime business owner says Lutman returned with another man. Haggerty says Lutman and his accomplice stole hundreds of tools from him. He says they put them on the back of that truck you see right there.
85% of the guys still don't have all of the proper tools that they need to do their daily job. It'll slow us down for a week.
Police arrested Lutman Monday afternoon. Prosecutors charged him in connection with 3 burglaries over the past 4 months. Investigators say Lutman was already on probation and the main suspect in 25 other burglaries.
I'm very relieved.
And despite now having to replace his stolen tools,
got a new chain and new locks.
Mr. Haggerty has a message for the suspected burglars.
I'll put you to work tomorrow morning, but don't steal from me.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And police say during one of the break-ins, Lutman stole hundreds of dollars worth of jewelry, which they recovered from his home. Prosecutors expect to file more charges against him. Tonight, police are looking for this man charged in a triple shooting that killed 2 teens in Oakville. Trevor Daly is wanted on several charges, including 2 counts of second-degree murder. 15-year-old Colin Courtwright and his friend Tyree Williams were shot and killed in February. Investigators say the teens planned a robbery while buying marijuana cartridges. 3 others are also charged in the shooting, including 2 Oakville high school seniors. Just hours ago, a vigil was held on the Mizzou campus for Riley Strain. The 22-year-old was found dead in Nashville, Tennessee last month, 2 weeks after he disappeared during a fraternity trip. Police don't suspect foul play. Strain's fraternity brothers at Delta Chi hosted tonight's gathering.
A push in the Show Me state to protect the makers of popular weed killers.
No corporation should get away with anything like that.
Tonight, a St. Louis company, the target of tens of thousands of lawsuits, is responding.
Glyphosate does not cause cancer, nor do the uses of Roundup.
Tonight, the I-Team delves into the legislation and its possible impact.
Once this pesky upper low moves on, we become brighter and warmer for at least part of the weekend. We're tracking a weekend rain chance, and if the clouds move out in time for Monday's eclipse.